Something that's helped me a lot along the way has been to break your goals down. I've only honestly just recently discovered this, true importance of this, about 3 months ago. You can either start working towards your goals and have it where you're slowly building progress and um, you're slowly breaking it down. Like when you're learning those little bits of knowledge, you're like you're engineering it, right? Whereas you have the goal in mind, so why not reverse engineer from the goal and figure out what you need to do that way rather than do random things and hope that you meet that goal, right? So here's your goal. What is your goal? How do you get into your goal? What are the different areas of your goal? How do you contribute to those different areas? How do you really, what are the actionable steps that you can take to getting to that goal, right? So if you want the 10 out of 10 body, what are the actionable steps? What can you break the 10 out of 10 body into? You can turn it into diet. That's a huge factor. Um, you can put it into working out. You can put it into lifestyle. You can put it into overall health, right? So the thing with the lifestyle is all of this stuff will contribute into one another. So it has a snowball effect on your goals, and it compounds. And if you can take advantage of that, it's a very strong thing that can help you achieving all of your goals by the next like 3 years. Honestly, and I know that seems like a long time now, but the time's gonna pass anyway. And wouldn't you rather want to be, able to say that you want something else after you've already gotten to that degree or to that point? Or do you want to still be looking at the same point, like it's 3 more years away? Um, I guess a good example, another part of the example would be in the dieting. What is dieting? There's different kinds of diets. There's all that, but there's also lifestyle. There's another approach to it. There's all these different approaches. So here's diet, here's your goal, here's the diet branch of it. Okay, and here's all these different fad diets. Here's fad diets. Here's intermittent fasting. Here's and then that breaks off. Or fasting and then intermittent fasting, and then you have the 12, 8, 16, 24, 74, 72, or 76. Yeah, it goes on and on is my point. And then there's the healthy habits and eating disorders. Once you go down that path, realistically, when you're working down this tree, the longest path is typically going to be the path that's actually going to lead you to your goal. Those fad diets, they can lead you to your goal, but very superficially. You will gain the weight back, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, I can do it, and god damn it, I was one of those people who did it. But you cannot hold it off. Like, physically, it is impossible to maintain that, okay? If you want to gain any sort of muscle, if you want to feel good, it's just an impossible situation, okay? It can be done, but you will be miserable, okay? There will be a lot of room for improvement and a lot of things you could have done better. In terms of everything else, just what you need to do is develop healthy habits and start enjoying going on walks. Start, like bringing a book with you, learning how to read and like enjoy yourself doing it. How to just learn, right? Um Start developing those good habits. And this kind of relates back to how I was talking about motivation and how you get to become more motivated to do certain habits. So if you're interested in that, check out one of the other videos on the channel. It should be something along the lines of, the title should be something along the lines of why you're not motivated. Yeah, no. All of self-improvement relates back to each other. It's so once you open one can of worms, it's kind of hard not to delve into all of the other aspects of it because it all affects each other. And I hope that through these videos I can learn to accurately summarize that for you, so that way it's easier for you guys to get started on this journey. It is a wonderful journey. It is a hard journey, but it is definitely worth it. I look forward to seeing you guys on the journey. It's honestly getting quite lonely. We were doing class presentations today, okay? And a lot of them were focused on goals and their majors and their future, their fears, stuff like that. And I noticed for all of them, right after they got done saying their high ambition goals or what their intended majors are, a lot of them, when they were talking about the career or the job that they hope to get, that's exactly what they said. I hope that someday I may. That's not the kind of language that a winner would use, is it? Like, that's not the kind of language that someone who's confident would use. So, and then when they got started talking about after that, they started talking about, more of themselves and what they enjoy doing. For all of them, it was distractions. It was music, which might not seem like a horrible thing, but it takes cognitive, like if you have earbuds listening in your ears, any white noise at all, a TV in the background, it's all white noise that's taking, believe it or not, a lot of cognitive energy from you. And you're distracting yourself. And it feels good because the alternative is when you're not distracting yourself, you're going to think of all the things that are wrong. And what happens when the music's not there? You're going to be crushed, right? So taper that shit off. Start listening to... Nah, I'm not even going to say that. Yeah, and the other kids were talking about... Another kid was talking about he enjoys music, or he enjoys video games and hanging out with friends, and and then when he hung out with friends, he said it was the kind of guys that you just text and within 15 minutes you're out at someone's house or eating out somewhere. Those are the only two examples that he used. Like, that's not... Those are all distractions. And then another thing was also, a lot of them had YouTube or some kind of TV streaming platform or something. And it just made me really sad to see these somewhat, they weren't even high ambition. They were just like, I hope to become a nurse practitioner. It's like, or I hope to deliver. Nursing school's competitive, which, yeah, it is, but it could be worse. Someone was talking about how they wanted to be one of the people who are in the delivery room, and it's really hard to get in there. While I understand what they're saying, also it's like your goals and what you're doing right now do not match up. You have to change your identity to that of someone who already has what you want, right? If you want to be successful, change your identity to that of a successful person. Talk the way a successful person does. Don't talk the way a poor person does. Don't talk the way don't read the things that a poor person reads. Don't listen to the things that a poor person listens to. Don't hang out with the same people that a poor person hangs out with. Don't eat the same things a poor person eats. Don't shop the same place. Well, honestly, yeah, even that. Don't shop the same place a poor person does. Like, try to separate yourself as much as possible. And yes, that sounds like shit. Respect the other people while you do it. Like, just kindly excuse yourself, right? If you're young and you're in a situation where you're unsure about what direction you want to go in life and you don't know what your mission is, you don't know what your purpose is as a young man, and you find yourself at a table where people are talking about excuses and they're blaming shit on like inflation, they're blaming the president, left wing, right wing, people, prices, taxes, all that shit. Kindly excuse yourself and get the fuck to work. Slide your chair back, get up, kindly excuse yourself, and go the fuck back to work. All of that is meaningless. None of that's going to change. It's what you were given. You can't change what you're given. You can't complain about what you're given. Well, you can, but it's going to lead to shit. It's going to lead to the same thing you've been given. The same situation you're in. If you can change yourself, like, you're not going to be able to change the fucking weather. You're not going to be able to change, inflation. You're not going to be able to change who's in president, which is ironic because, democracy, but you don't have that much of an impact on it, okay? You as an individual. If you want to take charge of your life, change yourself. Become the kind of person that accomplishes what you want to accomplish. Change your view. If it hasn't worked so far, then find a different way. Like an ant, Have you ever watched ants, like, come in and out of their anthill? Whenever they have a food source and they're having a little line, if you put your foot down in front of them, do you think they're going to stop and just give up? No, they're going to find another way. For how long? How long will they look for another way? As long as it takes, right? Be the same way. You have a goal. Find a way to it. Keep fucking looking until you find it, because there is a way to it. Regardless of what your situation is, regardless of what your circumstances is, there is a way to it. Okay? You fucking got this, man. Like, it's hard. You will struggle. You will be uncertain. You will look like an asshole. But, like I said in my other videos, you have to look like an asshole. At first, you always look like an asshole, getting stuff, doing stuff. It's how you take it. It's how you respond to it. It's what you learn from it. It's just how you deal with it. If you've been dealing with it and you're in the same way and you're in a situation that you don't like, find another way to deal with it. How do you do that? Unlock new perspectives. Look for more ideas. Ideas are valuable. They're very valuable, actually. Matter of fact, you could be one idea away from unlocking like a fortune of success. Think of it as a combination lock. You could have one number. It's six digits, right? You could have one number, two number, 3 number, 4 number, 5 number, but the 6th number you still don't have. That lock's not going to open, right? So what if that idea is just that one number? And reading a book is all a certain book, a certain area out of a certain book is all you had to do to reach that last number, and then you would have unlocked all of your success. You were just one idea away. Would you not read that book? Would you not still search for it? I mean, a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people don't. Because they don't realize this. No, it could also be that you only have one lock and there's a bunch more to unlock. You only have one number, but there's a bunch more numbers to unlock. But hey, you got one number already. Means the chances of you finding ideas that are going to help you, they're higher. Reading isn't a waste of time. Depending on the things you read, even fiction can be quite educational when it comes to even real life. They depict what is not real life. They have symbolism that points to things that are in real life. They have hidden messages and morals, different ways of interpreting them. That's all life is, just different perspectives. Get as many perspectives as you can, and you'll steamroll right through life. Like, you'll get everything you want. Just gain different perspectives. Be able to see different things. See the same thing from different viewpoints, Also, try to limit frustration. When you feel yourself getting frustrated, it's because you've probably encountered some kind of problem or something. So, find a way to become curious about it, if possible, Like, next time you feel yourself, it'll take some time to do this naturally, and God knows, even after years of practice, you won't be able to do it perfectly all the time. But for the few times that you can, you'll actually learn quite a bit about yourself, and it'll help a lot. If you find yourself in a traffic jam, maybe think about, was there a different way I could have gone? Maybe think about, is there a reason I'm getting mad about this? Should I have planned sooner? Or should I have planned this out this different way? Or, why am I angry about this? Does this say something about my character? Just go through it, okay? Work through and meet those dead ends, okay? And look for another way, right? Don't just give up. Drop your head and drop your arms and just stay trapped there and find your way out of the maze, and it'll be highly worth it. I so look forward to the day that you see the value in this message. You will make it. You will make it if you just take the time to think. Okay? You can get by just a 9 to 5. You can get by just living with people, for people, working for people. But you won't be living in the way that you want. If you want things, if you want certain things, if you want to live a life that you want to live, if you want to drive a car that you want to drive, if you want to work a job that you want to work, if you want to wear the same clothes that you want to wear, go to the same eat the same places that you want to eat, live a life that you want to live. To do that, you need to think. And this is one of the first steps. Alright? This is really all that there is to it. But it could be said that there's a lot that goes into it. But This channel is going to be dedicated to explaining all of it. You will make it. And I look forward to seeing you in one of my other videos. Good night.